Hello to all. In today's development section of 8 session, today we are going to do frames. So we are going to discuss what is frames. So after that we are going to discuss how to create, then what is the difference between rows, frames and the column frames. Then we are going to discuss about what are the various frame set attributes and attributes of frames over here. So moving to the frames. So what is frames? So frames are to use to divide your browser window into multiple section, where each sections can load separate HTML document. Over this we can load different multiple a number of multiple HTML document we can load inside this, or you can also load different website which is been online be published on the Google on any browser. It can be also be opened in your web page, in your document at multiple screen. It will divide. Let's say taking example of a phone, there is one phone feature which is split screen. So what is it is basically doing, it will split the screen into the two half, and the one half you can able to do another thing, and in second half you can able to do another things. That's the same thing we are going to use by using the frame. Over here what we are going to use, how it is going to use, it will be able to divide your screen according to the ratio which is given by you. And after that, whatever the document or your website you have been give the path over there, that will be appear on that web page by the dividation of that web page, which is dividation of your web page. A collection of frames in the browser window is known as frame set. So a collection of frames is known as frame set. The windows is divided into the frames in a similar way the tables are organized. It, as table are being organized in similar way, frames are also be going to be organized. It is in the row and column. So what are the disadvantage of the frames? So there are some few drawbacks using the frame. So we have discussed that there are some what the frame is going to do, but there are some disadvantage of that also. So what are those? So it is never recommended to use the frames in your web page. It is not recommended, but it is one. There is a frame technology. You must know what is the frames in the HTML. And there is one more substitute of the frame, which is iframe. We will discuss it in the next session. There are iframe, which is you can do inside our web page. It is inline frame, but it can be used, but the frame is not being recommended to use in the HTML5. HTML5 is the latest version. So what are the different disadvantage over there? So some smaller devices cannot copy with the frame often, but because this screen is is not too big enough to divide up. See, your mobile phone, your mobile phone's screen is lesser than as compared to the PC screen. So if you are dividing your screen into the two half, so similarly way the screen of the mobile will also become two half, and it will be difficult to use in the mobile because its screen is too small to divide itself. So that's the disadvantage of the frame over here. So sometime your page sometime your page will display differently on the different computer due to the some different screen resolution. So every computer, every PC have a different screen resolution because of the graphic card. Some computers have graphic card, some computers do not have a graphic card, and those computers who have graphic card, they have different variable of different companies. So that's why it is been disadvantage that it will be not able to load properly due to the display or a lack due to the different screen resolution. The browser back button might not be work by using on as the user hopes. So it will the back button inside your browser or in the phone, it will be might not be work as you as a user it you wanted to do as a back operation. It might be think that the using the frame, it might not be work over there. So there are still a few browsers that do not support the frame technology. So there are some browsers which are not able to, which are not able, or which is not providing the features to divide your screen by using the frame tab. So these four are the some disadvantage of the frame over here. But using a frame is not a bad, but it is not being recommended to use the frame over here. So how you are going to create the frame? You must know how to create the frame because you are learning about this. So to use the frame on the web page, we will use the frame set tag instead of body. So what is going on over here? That body will be not written inside written. So instead of body, we will write the frame set over there. The frame set tag defines how the divide of the window into one. It will decide whether it should be of row or whether it is of column. The row attribute of a frame set tags defines horizontal frame, and calls attribute defines the vertical frame. So each frame is indicated by the frame tag, and it defines the HTML document shall be open in into the frame. So whatever you have given the attribute, whether it should be the page should be divided in the row or whether it should be divided into the calls. So these are dependent on the frame set that it should be in the rows or it should be in the columns on there. So this is the example of one frame set. So over here what we are going to use, there is one HTML, then header, then title. Inside the title we have written the HTML frames, and after closing the title we have closed the head also. Now over here what we are going to use, we are using the frame set and giving the row. Now we are going to divide our page into the row. So what is the row? Let's suppose this is our window. Let's suppose this is our window. It will be divided like this. The whatever the ratio you will given over here, it will divide accordingly. So if I given the 50-50, it will divide its screen into two equal half. Now, after that, in the frame set, we are going to use the frame, and inside that, we are going to name it out anything which you want to name by giving the name over here. Let's say main and button, and over this we have given the src, which is source. So from where it is taking the source, I have given the Moncovation website ID, or you can also take the HTML file because you can able to load that HTML file too inside the where inside your web page. So using the URL or using the document position where that HTML document is there, using that it will be also be work like similarly way. So after that we have done the frame set. Then after that we have what we have done the we have make the two frames, and after that we have done the no frames. So over here what we are going to do, if these frames are not able to load, so what will the body will be, your frame does not support the browser does not support the frames. So it will show the error because some browser are not able to show, or some browser do not display these on the web page. So that's why this message will be displayed if there is some problem over there. So we are going to do in the Visual Studio Code. Let us make a file, let's say rr html. The file has been made over here. So I am going to enter the exclamatory sign so that the HTML structure has been done over here. And after that, in the title, I am going to give the we are learning about. We are learning about frames over here. So we will give the frames tab. Inside the body, I am going to give the frame set. So inside the body, no, the body should not be there in the frames. So what we are going to do, we will remove the frames and we are going to give the frame set, because frame set will be at the outermost. And inside the frame set, what attribute we are going to give, whether it should be a row or it should be a column. Now I am going to give the row over here. And what is the percentage? Let's say 80 80 20. And what will the frame set? It will be frame, and src will be from where, let's say from ss dot 5 dot html. And next frame will be src, let's say concatenation, https colon hyphen www dot concatenation.com. Let us see what is happening on our web page. So nothing can be able to see over here. Why so? Let us check. Let us open the concatenation id website, and then we are going to copy this and place instead of this. Now it will be able to load. No, it is not. So what will is mistake over here? Let us see. If there is no frame over here, no frame, and inside the body, what we are going to use, we will use no frame is showing. And after that, we are going to reload this. So what we are missing over here? Okay, fine. So it will be divided by comma. Let us see. No, it is not working. So what we are mistaking over here, we have done the frame set. Yeah, we have done the frame set outside the head body only. We have given the values. After the frame set, we are given the frame name. Should we give the frame name? So what should be there a problem? Okay, fine. There is no closing tag of frame set. So over here, what we are going to do that, first of all, we have included the head HTML, then head in title, then HTML head has been closed. So before opening the body, what I am going to do over here, first of all, frame set. So in frame set, if I wanted to be in the row, divide the web page into the row, I will put the dimensions with whatever the dimension I want it. So after that, I have given the two dimensions, so I am going to put the two frames over here, which is frame, and after the frame we are going to give the src, which is from where it should be take. See over here, I have included the url, and after that I have included the html file, which is s5c1, this one, s5.html, which is present over here. So this file will be open in the second file, and this file will be open at the Wonkovision website. So first website should contain the 60% of the website, and another will be contain the 40% of website. If both of them is not able to load, so this will be loaded on the website that your browser do not support the frame. If the browser do not support the frame, this will be show up here. See, uh, when I going to reload, refresh this website. So first of all, Wonkovision website will be able to see this is the Wonkovision website. Then after that, the section 5, we whatever we have done in section 5, it will be able to see over here. Let us, we can move our screen, and we can short and increase the length of our screen also, that dividation part. So this has been done, that we have created a that w- frame, that first of all HTML, then head title, then head has been closed, then in frame set we are going to pass the values, and after that in frame we are going to put the name attribute or a src attribute. If frame is not supported by browser, it will be show this, and else it will be all similar. See the code again. This will be the code over here. So moving to next topic, rows versus column. If rows, what is rows? Rows like this. This is row and this is the column. And I have write the C over here and I have write the R over here. This is the row and this is the column. If I wanted to divide my screen in the row, see over here, the sorry, over, yeah, over here the screen has been divided into the row. Now I wanted to divide my website into the column. There should be a 2 divide equal to divide. So what will I make a change, that I will put a calls over here, COLS, and over here I will put the 50/50, because to divide the screen into 50%. So it will be able to see. If I refresh my screen, you can able to see the Wonkovision website on the left hand side, and our HTML file will be on the right hand side. See, it is working fine. Now if I wanted, now there are some attributes of the frame set also. So what is the frame set? Frame set is that outermost of frame, whatever the frame it is, it will be set a frame. So how we are going to make, what are those attributes of frame set over here, so that we can able to use frame set as more efficiently. So first frame attribute will be calls. So what call will do? Similarly, which we have done earlier, that call will divide the screen into the columns in the different column. If I wanted to add one more column over here, so what we are going to do? I will first of all divide my screens according to that. If I wanted to be this at 40, and this should be of 40, and another will be of 20 percentage, and after that I am going to give the frame of src equals to, let's say, uh, that Wonkovision website, https://www dot dot wonkovision .com. So what will it do? It will divide our screen into three different parts. The screen has been divided into three different parts. Why the website is not loaded over here? Let's see. The screen has been divided. See, this has been given 40, this is given 40, this is given 20. But why this that is not able to dot over here? Let us see. There is no mistake. Why they are not able to? If I copy this and place in front of this, see now it is able to see. So let us see what is the different we have used over there. We have used this https://www.wonkovation.com. It is fine. So why it is not able to do that? Why this is not working? If I comment the first one now and uncomment the second one, now, now I am able to see. So what is difference between that and that? It should be frame SRC. Minor mistake, which is SRC, not SCR. It is SRC. That's why it is not able to show me up there. So I will cancel it out. See, three windows had been divided over here in the 40, then in 40, then in 20. Now, after this, the third attribute will be border. So border will be giving a border to a particular frame of particular pixel. So border will be border equals to a value 0 mean no border, and giving a value will means giving a value giving a border to them. The next is frame borders. Border. This attribute specify the whether a three-dimension border should be displayed between frames. This attribute takes the value 1 for yes and 0 for no. So what will that? It will be it will be it will be specify that a three-dimension border will be able to see or not. So if you do not want to see, you will write frame border equals to 0. Now next is frame spacing. So this attribute specifies the amount of space between the frames in a frame set. This is a it this can be take any integer value. For example, frame spaces equals to 10 means there should be 10 pixel space between each frame. There should be 10 pixel space between each frames. So that's why we are using the frame space. So it will be the space between the frames and the frame sets. Now after that, what we are going to use, we are going to learn about frames attribute. So in frames attribute, we are going to do SRC, which is source. So this attribute used to give the file name that should be loaded in the frame. It values can be of any URL. For example, SRC equals to whatever the document URL or document location will be loaded on the HTML file available in the HTML directory. So you will, if you wanted to give the URL, you can able to give the URL. If you wanted to give for the file location, now you have to give the file location. So after that, it is name. So this attribute allow you to give a name to a frame. This is used to indicate this frame a document should be loaded into. So this attribute give a name to a frame. So whenever we wanted to call it out, we can call it out by its name only. Let's say it is especially important when when you wanted to create a link one frame, it loads page into another frame. It in which each for second frame needed a name identify itself as a target of a link. If we wanted to target that particular link or particular that thing, that what we are going to use, we are going to use name. So similar way we are going to use frame border, then margin width, then margin height. So margin width, margin height will be margin between the space between the right and the left and the right of the frames border of the frames content. So frame border will be the attribute specified whether or not the borders of that frame is shown its overridden value given in the frames border attribute on the frame set. The tag, if one is given, and it can take the value yes or no, it will take the value yes or no. If you wanted to give the 3D border, you will write frame border equals to 1. Then no resize. So by default you can resize by the frame by clicking and dragging the on the borders of the frames. So no resize will prevent the user to not able to use the resize frame. So how you will write, no, you will write no resize equals to no resize. So if you do not want to scroll, don't want a user to scroll, then you will also remove the scroll by giving the yes and no, which is for example scrolling equals to yes or no. So these are some tags of the frame. So that's it about today. We have learned the frames over here, that how we are going to, what are the frames which divides our window into multiple screens, that if you wanted to see anything, we can divide our screens by the help of frame. So after that we have seen the how to create, then rows and columns, then frame set attribute, then frames attribute. So that's it about today, guys. Thank you.